Glad you're here. So a couple of quick things before we start. One, I had got like half of these things from Amazon. The other half I got from my university. Just from the robotics lab. These also can be gotten off of Amazon as well. They're very kind of small parts, but I think they'll probably be useful to the build. That's why I got them. I don't know if I'll use them. This is just really just like a kind of what do I have access to working with to start building, I suppose. So let's start. First off are these servo motors. They're 12 kilograms, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it has a torque, so essentially a twisting force of 12 kilograms at 1 centimeter radius. So essentially if it's turning an arm, like that's 1 centimeter, at the end of the arm it can apply like a twisting force of around 12 kilograms. But I got, coincidentally, 12 of these. So they're like about this size. They're not super large, which is nice, which means the robotic dog can be kind of small. But I have 12 of these just for the different, I guess, joints. I'll explain more in like the, I guess, the more short form content, but these are going to be essentially the main way the motor, like the, I guess, robotic dog moves. There are 2 more packs of these. I won't open them. It's just the same thing inside. Next up we have which is a 16-channel servo controller. Essentially the way I'm going to be controlling everything is through something called a microcontroller. Actually, I can just pull that up. That's this. So I got this from my school. I had to use one of these for class, so I just kept it afterwards, which they let us do. But essentially it's like a miniature computer kind of. It's very small, and these aren't very expensive. I think they're like $12. I haven't checked, but they're not super expensive, and so I don't know if it'll be able to run everything I'm trying to run, but I'm going to see if I can like essentially max out its usefulness before I try and switch to a different microcontroller. There are other ones like TNC, or like I use like a specialized one for my lightsaber project, a Profi board. But this one is essentially like a jack of all trades. I've used it a lot for like a couple different classes, and it's pretty good. I haven't really ever like hit the limit of it, so I'm gonna try and see if I can with this project, and if I need to, I'll switch to it. But for now, we're going to be using the Raspberry Pico. Is the I guess what it's called as the brains of the microcontroller for this project. Sorry, that was kind of a tangent. To explain kind of what this does, essentially this allows me to plug in all of my servo motors through really just like one of these pins, which are called GP pins or GPIO pins. Instead of having to use like multiple of them, I can just use like one to control all of them with a little bit of code. I think that's how it works. That's essentially my understanding for how this works. I will let you guys know if it's not the case. Past that, actually let's not open this one next. Let's open this next. These are the batteries. These are 7.4 5,200 milliamp hour batteries. These are going to essentially run most of the project. I got 7.4 volts for the servo motors. They run around, I think it's between 5 and 7.4 volts. The higher voltage, I guess, the more torque they can output. But not everything runs at 7.4 volts. So I got these. This is what's called, I believe, a buck converter. Essentially allows me to step down the voltage from 7.4 volts down to around 5, or like really whatever I choose to. So I don't like fry any of the other things. Like for example, the microcontroller, the Pico, doesn't operate at 7.5 volts. Max operating power is 5, and so if I try and put anything like above like 5 volts to its terminals, it'll fry. So that's what this is useful for. Again, also most of these came in like a pack of like 3 to 5, so I have extras for future projects, but I'll hopefully only be using one of each in case they're broken or in case I ruin something, which I very likely will. I did that in my other projects as well. This is a charger for the batteries. So essentially just plug into here, and then I can plug it into like a wall socket or like a laptop terminal. I do need to decharge the batteries because I will be traveling back to the university soon, and taking them through airport security will be a little bit of a, I guess, interesting situation. I've never done it before, but I know it's possible. These batteries are under the both like the airline limits and also the like airport limits, but I need to package them correctly. And then the last bits of stuff I brought from school are like a few more servo motors. These are not 12 kilograms, or this one isn't. This is like a continuous rotation, so it doesn't like stop at specific degrees. It just kind of continues rotating, which I don't know if it'll be useful for something. I just got it. I have some smaller 9 gram motors. These are more for like controlling smaller like bits of the robotic dog. I wanted to try and do something with I guess like robotically controlled eyes that track movement. So these will probably be useful for that, but I don't know if I'll use these again. I don't really know much of how the robot will go. I just have kind of a goal, and we'll see how it works from there. And then just some general, I guess, motors. I don't really know much about these. I just kind of got these from my professor. And then what's called an accelerometer, which is essentially, I guess, close to it would be, I guess, probably more known as like a gyroscope. This can measure like tilt or acceleration in 3 different axes, and then also just like, I guess, general speed. This is usually useful for like telling if like the robot's tipping over. But again, I don't know if I'll use this. This is just to have. And lastly, this is a sonar module. This I haven't used this before, but this can be used for essentially object detection. So essentially, if there's something in front of this, the waves, yes, emitted by this will bounce back and can tell if there is something in front of it. Not really like how, like, I guess, how large it is, but just that there's something in front of it and like where it is, like position, I suppose. But yeah, so these are most, if not all, the pieces I'm going to be using. I will keep you guys updated if I'm going to be getting more, but these are, I guess, the preliminary pieces, and you can check the shorts for what I'm going to be doing with them and, I guess, the general goal. Anyway, I shall see you guys in the next one.